Hello, Leo, and welcome to your April 2016 General Tarot Card Read. This is Dee here, and with me is my dear friend Lucy.
Hello.
So first off, we'd like to start off by apologizing for not getting your March read done. We're really sorry about that, but Lucy ended up in the hospital. I ended up with some minor emergencies around my home and family, so we kind of didn't get a chance to get to it.
Nope.
But we're back. Here we are with April, and we'll probably either put up a picture or maybe I'll just send it to anybody that wants to email us what March is if you just want to see what we have pulled. Because we had everybody's pulled and ready to go. We just didn't get a chance to finish them. So if you want to know what your March one was, go ahead and email us. I'll put our email down in the description of the video. Okay? With that being said, for you guys for the month, I've been seeing colors a lot for a lot of different people, and for you guys I see blue. Blue is a big color for you this month. It's going to be a power color for you. Blue is calming, which is good for some of the hot-headed Leos that I know. But with some of the stuff you guys got going on, so if you have something going on that you need to make some decisions or power plays or stuff, wear blue. Blue is going to be a good color for you. Also, I've been getting words, and for you guys I got the word wisdom. And it was funny because some of the cards, and I'll show them to you later, kind of do that. So for you, it's about seeking wisdom this month and employing that as much as possible when you make the decisions that you have to make and go on. Yeah. So we pulled the cards from your yearly read if you want to look at that and see, but we're pulling ones for April, and we're going to use those as overall. And then we're going to build upon that Lucy's read first, then it'll be my read, and then I'm going to do the combined read together, and we'll do the oracle cards that go with it too. Okay, so let's start with Lucy.
So I got the High Priestess. Now the High Priestess is about knowing that is beyond logic. It's paying attention to your intuition and not being led astray by illusion. The next is the World and all that entails, as you can see. It's about a balance of your conscious and unconscious. It's unity, it's completion and achievement. As human beings, we never reach total completion because we're human. I mean, that is a state that is beyond us. However, we can reach a state of unity and knowing that what we are doing is right. So that keeps us going, keeps us moving forward to the next stage of, if you want to call it, our evolution as self. That's perfectly fine with me. That's the way I think of it anyway. Is a conscience of growing and coming closer to the person that we are meant to be. Next, excuse me, is Judgment. You can see she's blowing her horn. It's the calling that you feel to a new life, to examine, to judge the old life, and to move on, to release yourself if need be. If you feel you need to answer the call, that is totally up to you. But the promise of this calling is a more fulfilling life for yourself. Next is the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands is a very focused, determined, and driven person. You need to be aware that you think your way is the only way. That's not necessarily true. Opinions differ, and they can add to your satisfaction and enjoyment of your life. So don't shut people out because you are focused and determined. Be inclusive in your world. Now the Five of Swords, as you can see, the man is standing on a battlefield. He's raised his sword above his head and he has gathered other swords to him. So that indicates to me that he is the victor there. However, there's no banners of celebration. No one is hailing him as a conqueror or anything like this. So, there's a winner. It's obviously him. There's a loser. But at what cost was his victory? Was it worth it? Only you can decide that when you decide that you need to do battle. Perhaps there is a more conciliatory way for you to go about obtaining your victory, other than total devastation of somebody else. That's just a thought. Now, the Ace of Swords is intellect and communication here. Our words can hurt, our words can heal. Use them rightly in a situation. Be true to yourself. Be kind, not destructive. Build instead of tear down. That way you can create a healthy reality and a happy reality for yourself.
So for the month, for my draw, I pulled the King of Swords. Now the King of Swords is somebody who is a genius. He may look like he's young, but he's actually been through many, many battles. He is sharp. He's sharp-minded. He takes the time to think things through. He plans things. He sets to motion his plans after very, very careful consideration. And I really feel that for the month, you need to be careful in considering things, because the first card I drew for you guys was the King of Swords. And I used a different deck because I wanted to be able to illustrate that. But when I get a double card like this, it's almost like a dual warning for you guys. So for some of you, it's okay to be proudful in what you know, but you need to really think and plan this month and plan out what you're doing, plan out what you're going for. Use your wisdom from the battles that you've been through, because if not, you can cut people down like with the sword, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to go to the brutal attack way. So be mindful of the situation. In fact, what I see in this card too is the falcon that he's holding in his hand. And, you know, falcons go up really high so that they can look down on the situation and go after their prey. So for you guys, I think you almost need to take that approach and going above the situation, looking at everything that's below you, and then make up in your mind as you go for it. And be determined. There's nothing wrong with being determined, but don't cut people down. The next card I received was Temperance. And Temperance is all about transforming something into completely new, something new. And Temperance is also about balancing things out and taking two things and making it one. And I think that for you guys, it comes down to that you need to really make something new out of the things that you have, but be careful as you do it. You want to have a good, even balance in your life, especially this month. I think it's very appropriate for the things that are coming up for you, because you've got some decisions you need to make. Then I got the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups, of course, is about emotions. She's balanced. She's in control of the situation. She's motherly. She's very much the good friend that you have and everything too. And it's funny because automatically when I see this, I see the King and the Queen. So I think that for some of you, if you're a guy, you're going to meet a Queen of Cups. And if you're a woman, you're going to meet a King of Swords. I think it's really falls in line with what is going on. I think there's going to be a match like this. So watch for that. Let me know, especially since we've got double King of Swords. I keep getting that too. Anyway, so embodying what you know as the King of Swords, and then being balanced when it comes to your emotion, and not ripping up the people that are around you. And so I think that's important for you to keep that in mind, and being temperate. The Eight of Cups is the next one that I got. And Eight of Cups is walking away from things that no longer serve you. It's actually divorcing yourself from the emotion and moving towards something new. So I think that for some of you, this month is going to be a big decision for you. There's going to be some decisions, and you're going to have to divorce your emotions before you make the decision, because if you don't, it's going to be hard for you to make that decision. But you can divorce your emotions, know who you are, but don't cut people down. So it's going to be about balance. And again, that's what Temperance is about too, and balancing your emotions. The last card that I got was the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands talks about being overburdened by things. And I really feel that this card, usually I would segue into that, but I really feel that this is a warning. And I think that if you don't employ good tactics and use wisdom, that you are going to be overwhelmed. So keep that in mind. I try to tell you the cards as I see them. And again, I feel that this is a warning, not something that's going to happen, but it more just to let you know that you do need to employ wisdom. You need to balance your emotions when you make the decisions, because this is involving your family. I really feel that this reads more about family and the decisions that you need to make. So don't cut people down. You might have to walk away from your emotions for a little bit, but balance things out. If you have to, create something new out of the situation, or if you don't, you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to feel burdened. And you don't want to do that, especially to yourself or to the people around you. So to pull these together, we're just going to kind of go through them pretty quick. The High Priestess and the King of Swords. King of Swords, of course, is somebody who's very analytical, clear thinking, plans things out. And then the High Priestess is dealing with your intuition. And so it's using the wisdom to listen to your intuition, but yet plan things out. So this month will be about listening to your intuition, planning things out, and moving forward with the plans.
Past the illusions that may try to hinder you.
Right.
That's what the king will do.
And then again, we're back to the world. World is being in control of everything, and you've fought the battles and you've worked really hard. But I think again, it comes down to not cutting down people with your sword and flying above the situation, looking at everything, because really you could have everything.
Yep.
But if you don't take care of the ones that you care about, it's not going to work out for you. Then we come back to Judgment and Temperance. In fact, I see Temperance first. Temperance with Judgment. You're being called. You're being called in this situation. And this month, you're really being called. I get that more than all the other reads we've done. You're being called to change something, to take two things and make it into something new. So heed the call this month. Seek wisdom. I'm kind of being nebulous, but I keep getting probably work. Something at work, maybe even family. This whole spread is a little bit of...
It's a little bit of both.
Both.
It's life.
Which is
making decisions. It's not being presumptuous. It's being careful and considerate so that you don't destroy the world that you live in.
Yeah. And again, it's hard because this is a general read, and it's hard because it gets a little nebulous, and you know, some people even say new agey, but it's kind of hard for us to really pinpoint because we're dealing with, you know, the hundreds of people that watch our challenge, that channel that, you know, we want to try and give a read to. So okay, the next one is the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups. I get a relationship.
He's the focus, determined. She's the heart and soul.
And you know what's interesting is, you know, Leos are fire. And here we are with the King of Wands. I really think there's a guy that's going to meet a Queen of Cups. And it's going to be interesting because that's usually a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces. And Scorpios and Leos are kind of an interesting combo, but they can work. Cancer and just kind of watch. But to my Leo male that's out there, watch for your queen. I think really this is going to be about that.
Remember, your way is not the only way.
Yeah. And allow her to be emotional, and yet you'll get what you want in the long run. So, and then this way, I still get this. I still get this as a guy, and I'll get that. Whereas before I was getting the Queen of Cups with the King of Swords. So that was kind of a pause in the read.
Yeah.
Ta-da! To the next one, which is the Five of Swords and the Eight of Cups. You know, Leo, I really think that when you're dealing with this situation and walking away from your emotions, like Lucy has said, you got to count the cost. You will get victory in this situation, but at what cost? Is it going to be where you totally railroad the people and that you love around you to be holding onto these swords, and then these people are going to be devastated at your feet?
Or you're going to be the only one celebrating because you've taken the most harsh way, when there was another path you could have chosen.
Right. So keep that in mind with this decision that you've got to make. And again, I get family. Don't let the victory of the moment overwhelm you to where you devastate the people that are under you or that care about you. Okay?
Because that could easily happen.
Yeah.
Yours is not the only way.
No. So this is an interesting combination. Because the Ace of Swords is a new beginning, and the Ten of Wands is the ending of the suit. And the Ten of Wands is being overwhelmed, but yet the Ace of Swords is, in fact, this is what I see. Okay, so you're going to have a little bit of some times where you're feeling overwhelmed, but there's going to be some new beginnings that are going to come out of it. There's going to be a creative thinking period for you. what
And
was?
look to the ace for the healing. Too.
Yeah, yeah.
Look to the ace for your healing because, as I said before, words can hurt or words can heal.
And
Your
that's the thing.
intellect is your majority there.
Yeah.
But your words are your weapons, or they are the stones you throw or the roses that bloom.
So it's very interesting because this has been more of a warning, I think, for everybody too.
Yeah, that's
But-
what I get from
But again,
cautionary.
if you make the right choices here, this is good. I mean,
Yes.
a lot of these cards that we're dealing with are minor cards, and truly I believe that minor cards are stuff that you can change.
Yes.
Majors aren't as much. There's so few things, but nothing is set in stone.
No.
Stone.
Yeah. You can whip them a little bit.
Yeah.
This is all on you.
Yeah. So the
Your
Gypsy
life.
Oracle card that I pulled is called the Dragon. It's Strength and Wisdom, and you guys need to employ like the dragon. Don't run people over or fire them down with your dragon breath. But use strength and wisdom to get through this month. It's going to be important. And again, we got another one that pretty much says the same thing called Seek the Lesson, and I'm going to have Lucy read it to you.
Wisdom is born from seeking the lessons in all experiences, both the good and the bad. It is born from the awareness that everything is connected and that all happens for a reason, even when the reason remains a mystery. Embrace a new idea, new awareness, or the new knowledge that comes from listening to your internal voice, and to the human and non-human teachers and messages who will come in and out of your life. Let them inspire you to explore unknown pathways.
So I keep seeing the High Priestess and the King of Swords again, and just use your intuition this month, but yet plan things out carefully. Don't cut people down. Let your emotions come out, but yet care, but yet don't become overwhelmed. And
Yeah.
so again, it's kind of more of a caution for you guys, but use wisdom. That's there for you and available. So if you like what you've heard, go ahead and hit the like button. Leave us a message or comment if you'd like, or up for whatever you guys want to do. And just so you know, we are going to be doing a free read for one person of each sign this month, probably in a couple weeks. We'll put together and I'll announce it on the channel, and then we'll probably say, send us an email with like Leo free April read as the subject, and we can do it that way. Don't do it yet though. But we'll let you guys know when we do it, and hopefully we can be a little bit more specific. Especially what we'll do is we'll let you ask a couple questions, and we'll go through it, and we'll videotape it. And if you guys are okay with us doing it in the public, that would be great, because I think it'd be good for people to see too, for you too. Okay. All right. Remember, wisdom. Very important. And you guys have an awesome month. We will be talking to you soon. And in the meantime, walk in peace, light, and love.
Goodbye.